Hello, Mike Bates here at the Scribe studio, back with one of my series of short videos on the new 7.9 Insight features. The one I'm going to talk about today is global connections, which has been a really heavily asked for feature for a very long time. We finally got it into Insight, and we're pretty happy about that. Brings about with it some changes to Insight, so I just wanted to show some of those, how it's going to look different. One of the first and main things you're going to see is the connection manager that is on, that you get through the normal method, is now really a global connection manager. Used to be you added a connection here and it was a DTS connection. Now when I add a connection, it just becomes a global connection. So let me just give a quick example. I'm going to add a CRM connection. It's going to take a second to load up. Let that go. And we're all connected. And once I've added that, so you can say I have it as a connection in my connection manager as ever, but it has no usage next to it. So it's not really a part of the DTS yet. It's just been added to the database. All the connection parameters are now stored in the database. So it's now in the database, but I'm not actually using it in the DTS yet. Unlike previous versions of Insight, any connection that is used in the database, in the DTS anywhere, is going to have a usage next to it. In 7.8 and earlier, if there was no usage, if you were using a connection, say in a formula, you wouldn't see a usage. Now, you're going to have the connection in the DTS, so it's going to have to be a target connection, even if you only want to use it in a formula. Let me just show you what I mean. So I've got my connection. Now I'm going to add it as a target. So you can see when I go into my configure target now, I've got some connection options. I can add a completely new global connection from here. I'm sorry, that's add a connection from my database. I can make a new connection with the new button. There'll be a new global connection. And I can remove and edit a connection once I have one as a target. So I'm going to add a connection as my target. You can see I've got my Scribe internal, my adapter for dynamic CRM. I add that. And now I can use entities from that CRM connection in my target steps, just like before. So there's my access to all my entities. I can do add an insert. So I'm going to close out of here and go back into that connection manager. And now you can see my adapter for CRM connection has a target usage. And again, I don't have to be using any entities from that. As long as it's added to my target, it has a target usage. I can use it in formulas and so on. So now, just to show you again what these connections look like. Again, I'm in the DTS. I've got two connections, my Scribe internal, my CRM. They both show usage. They're both used within the DTS. If I say, well, I'm going to create a new DTS. So now I've got a new DTS. Now I go into my connection parameters. I still see my connection for CRM, but it's got no usage now because I haven't actually added it to this DTS anywhere. So it looks a little different than 7.8. It'll take a little bit of getting used to because the screen looks the same. It just works a little bit differently. So we just want to point that out. And of course, to always remember that now, if I were to copy a DTS that had a connection in it, so say my DTS had the CRM connection, I copied it. If I come in and edit that connection, you're going to want to remember you're editing it for every connection on your server that uses that connection. So the parameters will be changed for all of those. You just want to working with it's a little bit different. In the coming days and weeks, I'm going to do some more videos on what it means to upgrade from 7.8 to 7.9, because you'll recall, in 7.8, all connections were stored in each DTS, and now every connection is going to be moved to the database. So as you open up these old DTSs, we're going to be moving that connection into the database. So we'll have some deeper topics on this feature in the coming days. And thanks a lot for watching.